Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Sock Talks with Joy and Shawn. Glad to have you here today. And we're going to have a little conversation today on how we're getting through everything that's happening, you know? And what are we doing? What are we doing? Because Shawn, you are like one of the most upbeat persons in the world and always joking and have a lot of good side uh, happy things. I'd like to feel I'm the same way, but I think we all sometimes get into that little bump. And what do we do to pull ourselves out of it? You know,
Nothing. No.
nothing. We were just born that way, right?
It's no, and I don't think we are. I think, I always joke that to be positive, I think like anything else, you have to work at it. I don't know that they're true 100%. I mean, no one's 100% positive.
Mhm.
Um, because I think I think it goes back to the caveman days. You had to be a little cautious, and if I step out of this cave, what's going to eat me, or who's going to hit me over the head with you know, uh, a mallet, so
Right.
a club, whatever. So I think we're kind of built that way to kind of be cautious and sometimes negative. And I just look at it this the way I want to live my life. I mean, there's a lot of noise going on out there, a lot of stupid stuff. But um, it's such a small piece of
The big picture.
the United. If you take the 99% of the people in the United States, and it's probably more than that, we're all pretty happy. We're all living our lives. You know, yes, we have tragic days. I mean, I'm not talking. If there's a death or something happens, I mean, there's days that are tragic, but most days are good. And it's up to us to kind of live that way. And when you find yourself kind of in that funk, um, sometimes I'll just have down days where I don't, kind of recharge.
Hmm.
Um, I'm reading. Told Joy I'm reading Dale Carnegie's scrapbook, and it just kind of quotes about different things. And you know, he's going, worries, happiness, and what do you do when you're not in the frame of mind that you want to be in? And he wrote some things down, and this is more like the happiness thing. And if you find yourself, it's not been a half hour, or it's been a day, or it's been 2 days, or it's been 3 days, like, okay, I gotta do something. And he wrote, first you must insist upon creating your own philosophy of life. So to me, I interpret that as what's my vision? What do I really, what do I want to see this year, 5 years, 10 years? And then I even get to the point where hopefully 30 years down the road, I get that long, or whenever that date is, that you can look back and go, I created a pretty cool life.
Hmm.
And I think that's what you're going to remember, are all the good things. You're not going to remember the crappy day, the guy that cut you off in traffic, the
Right.
news story of what happened last week. You're
Hmm.
not going to remember those. You're going to hopefully remember all the positive stuff.
To come out of it, even with the whole COVID that happened, all that we're still in, but even last year, if you really sat down and looked at last year and the good that came out of that year, what kind
Absolutely.
of things did you find about yourself and the people around you, different ways to do things, different outlooks, and everything. It's all up here,
It,
and I think probably for so many people, and I say we because like Shawn expressed, we all get those times and we get
sure.
those times, and how do we get ourselves back out of it? It's a mindset, and sometimes you maybe walk away from wherever you're at, walk away, go outside, walk in nature. I think
Hmm.
walking outside is probably one of the most cleansing things that you can do for yourself and get your mind going. And I'm going to tell you too, I mean, we all have our headsets, we all have our music and everything else when you're walking and podcast. Don't listen to anything. Just walk outside and listen to things around you. Listen to the birds, listen to the nature, and then let your mind wander.
Be one with nature.
Yeah, be one.
But you're right. It
It is.
recognize the beauty. You
Yeah.
know, if you're walking on the beach, listen to the waves. That's to me, that's their that's their
Yeah,
beauty.
exactly. And
If
I
you're
get
walking in the woods, listen to the birds. Listen, look at the beauty
The
that's on
rustle of the
this
trees,
planet.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, I mean, just the rustle of the trees, and sometimes when you just, like, concentrate your mind on doing that, it's amazing, how y that feels in doing that. Shawn and I were talking even before this, with everything going on in the world, turn the news off, and
No, I don't
it
watch it.
yeah,
I've not watched the news. I bet you it's been 10 years. Now I'll
yeah,
look on Facebook and see the highlights, and I saw what happened last week, but it was tragic. It was dumb, stupid people. And again, it's such a small fraction.
mhm,
It's not, oh my God, it's this side. Oh my God, it's this side. No, it's we're here, and there's little pieces on both sides that are doing the disruption
yeah.
that they're trying to impact us, a
Yeah,
majority.
yeah, exactly. And I
So
know, in Sean's, God bless you for never having the TV on and watching the news on that. Not everybody has that scenario. I know for me, we've got an elderly living at the house, and guess what he likes to watch?
oh, my dad
12
was
o'clock
into
news, 7
the
o'clock
Fox
news,
News and the 6 o'clock
yeah,
news,
I
and
mean, everything. And so you're just like always catching bits and pieces. It's very difficult, but it even becomes more of a importance for myself to walk away from it, to, find other avenues. I know one of the things I've kind of committed myself to doing, is I do a Monday motivating quote, for, FaceTime Live every Monday, but every day I'm putting something out there. Shawn, you're doing the same thing. Every day you're doing a beach walk, just to, get out there for something to lift people up and have something different and fun. And, because you're right, what's happening in the world it is tragic, but, there's so much other, that's,
it doesn't sell
and
though.
you don't have any control on it.
No,
That's the whole thing. If you don't have control over something, why are you wasting your energy,
right.
worrying about it? Because, and I know it's easier said than done, but we're kind of here hoping to give you some ideas on that. Shawn is reading. He's got these quotes, myself, I do the motivational, and I need to do more reading. I need to kind of focus away from that a little bit, but walking is my therapy.
Right.
Getting out of the house and just taking off and taking that hour, whatever, you know, whatever I
Or
can.
or if you can't get out, what's your song? What's your band? What's your go-to that always puts you in a great mood? You know, um, I've, you have a hobby.
Mhm.
Get your mind off things. Work on something that you're passionate about. Tinker in the garage. Paint, draw. Whatever your passion is. Garden.
Yeah,
I think
find that.
that
A-
gets you in when
And
you
here
just
we
yeah.
and here we are talking about this, and the number one thing we can do is send cards. I mean,
Sure,
send a
yeah, that
card to
works for me.
somebody. I mean,
Yep.
it's so funny. I don't know why it hit me today. I'm like in my shower, no visual, please, but I think a lot. Many people do because and I thought, you know what, 50 people are going to hear from me today. I mean, my goal today is to get 50 cards out to people.
Nice.
Just random, and I've even broke it down 5 times, 10 times, 10 cards 5 times a day. And that's how I'm breaking myself down with that. And it's just kind of like that's a focus of a goal today, and I'm going to do it. And we all know, those of us in the card sending world here, how impactful that card's
Oh,
going to have on that
absolutely.
person, but how impactful it is for you to do it.
Right.
I mean, it's a therapy. It really is a therapy. You
They
know.
all, when you're a kid, you always hear it's better to give than receive, and you're like, no, it's not. I want to get my gifts, But as you get older, it is better to. I get a I get a better feeling when I give somebody something, and that can get you out of it. And that could be a quick text. Hey, I was thinking of you today. You always make me smile. Hopefully, you put that in a card because it lasts longer. But yeah, even a kind word to someone else, you
Yeah.
know, that'll trigger you out of the doldrums or the oh my god, look what's happening in the world. And we've talked. I think people are going to look back 10, 15 years from now, longer, and look at 2020 and go, man, that was the kickstart of wow, it just took me to another
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna have those that, oh my God, what a year. And then 2021. And I love the quote, and I don't even know where I heard it, but there are no bad days, there's only bad moments. But
That's right.
and again, I'm not talking the tragedy days that, there's a death or somebody finds a health issue. But, typically somebody cuts you off in traffic or this or that. We let that bad moment turn into a bad day,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then a bad week. And then
Yeah.
some people let it turn into a bad life,
Yeah. Exactly.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've seen something similar on that. It says, don't make a bad moment your a bad day. A bad
Mm.
moment, it's not a bad day. Kind of thing. It's so good. And I have to share, last night, I'm involved with I lead a group of women here, inspired women paying it forward. And once a quarter, we gather and we nominate nonprofits that benefit women and girls, is what it's based around. And the members vote. We hear from them for 5 minutes and they vote, and all of our money goes towards that nonprofit.
Oh, nice.
And so that's like a $3,000 check last night. And we've always done in part, well, I shouldn't say always, we had to do one virtually last year too, but we always meet, and it's always like so, good to meet and to hear these stories and all that. And last night was on a global, the international, and you hear some of the stories and what goes on around the world, and you're just like odd, but that's not the point. The point of the story is,
I didn't even have a bad moment. Okay,
yeah,
never
yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The point of it is
perspective.
is is that all together, when we announce that winner, they're going to get $3,000. I mean, and it was so overwhelmingly exciting when you see the person that is awarded that, and you're able to say, hey, together we were able to do that for this
Right.
person in the midst of all of this, kind of thing. That was uplifting, just totally uplifting to do something like that, knowing that you're making a difference in other people's
Absolutely.
lives.
And most people are like, $3,000, what could that do? Well, if you don't have shoes, or you don't have this, or you're trying to help people do things, I mean, that goes a long way.
Oh my gosh. Oh
And
my
I think
gosh.
that's the just perspective on
Yeah.
when you're watching, if you watch the news and what's going on, and you know, still 99% of the people around the world want to come to the United States.
Hmm.
It's the land of opportunity. It still is. People come
And it
here all
will
the time.
continue. Yeah.
And so, to think we're an embarrassment to the world, sometimes we stub our toe like anybody.
Hmm.
But all in all, I think, the majority of people in the United States are good people, want to live a great life, want to help other people. But that doesn't sell. The negativity sells.
Hmm.
And the news, you know, um, they're there to make money now. It didn't used to be that way, but now they're a profit center for whatever channel. We have 24-hour news cycles. They're not on for the kindness out of their heart. They're there to make money. So they
Yeah.
got to grab your attention with the most drastic negative
Hmm.
stories they can find.
Yeah.
Because, we all like to look at a car wreck when we go by.
I
So
know.
I
I know.
choose just not to turn it on and look at it. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it all boils down to just find a passion for you. Find something, you know, that is gonna make you feel good about
smile
you. Huh?
and then pass it on.
Yeah, and pass it on, share it with somebody else. And
Yeah,
so
you
it's
got to find your trick. I think the first thing you have to know when you're, I can quickly realize, like, okay, get out of my own head. That's not a good thought.
Mhm.
I have an I am statement that I don't allow positivity in my mindset, and it does, it's work. I mean, we all have those thoughts sometime. You just got to kind of get it out, and then find what works for you. Is it
Mhm.
listening to Aerosmith Dream On? Come on, who can't get to that song? Or what? Read a book, take a walk, something that gets you out of it.
Yeah,
Recognize it, and then
yeah.
find that trigger that gets you out of it. So
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And when Facebook is a good thing and it's a bad thing, when you're
yeah,
going through there and you see the negativity on there, instead of commenting about it, send that person a card. No,
right,
seriously, send them a card
yeah,
of uplifting, kind of a thing, and do something good about the negativity. So
absolutely.
awesome.
All right.
Okay. Always a
Well, there
pleasure.
you go. We solved all the world's problems. We're all
That's
happy
right.
and positive now. So
Yes.
that's a little unrealistic too, to be that 100% of the time. So, but yeah,
Well, we hope we helped you in some way, and giving you ideas, just know that we're all okay. We're all okay, and you know, the world needs our positivity
so I
and
have
our
a thing too.
goodness.
I was walking the beach yesterday, and there's somebody coming my way, and I looked over and I just smiled, and they smiled back, and I'm like, and I immediately went to do I always do that? Or so my goal now is I'm going to be the one that smiles to the person or says hello, everybody that I pass by.
Mhm.
Because think of it, if you're walking down somewhere and somebody passes you and they smile and nod at you, what do? You smile, it's just automatic. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
another way you can, just
yeah.
make somebody's day. So,
Oh, I didn't, I think I've always done that. That's always been something even if I don't know them, I do it in the car too. I'll especially coming to an intersection, I don't care whether I'm there first or not. It's like, oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
right,
Do Mark says, are you going now?
right. Your turn.
No, but yeah, be that person to be the first one. Be the
Right.
first one to give that kindness out. It makes a difference. So, okay,
All right.
everybody, thanks for watching us. Pass it on. See you next week and have an awesome week.
Absolutely. Take
Bye.
care.
See you,
Bye bye.
Shawn. Bye bye.
Bye bye.